Welcome, Tom Lydon, BC alum, 1994, but also
I like you already, Tom.
WFXT Boston 25 News. This is going to be the number one question I think you're going to get. How do you take what you've learned from big schools like Michigan State and Ohio State that have successful programs in football and basketball and quickly apply them to what you're going to do here at BC?
Great question. It all starts with people, and that's the same no matter where you are. So first and foremost, I have to get here and I want to learn and understand what we do and who I work with, and our coaches, our staff. So you got to come in and understand and get an appreciation for everything that's going on. And then once I learn more, I can start to kind of form my plan and how I can help support. Because at the end of the day, as your athletic director, that's my job, is to find support, how I can help each of our programs be competitive and win. And so, you start with people, and that's where we got to begin. And then as I learn more and I kind of formulate where I can be of help and what we need to invest in and how we need to do things, then I can implement a couple things. Yes, sir. How you doing? You know, I saw opportunity with BC Athletics. First and foremost, it's a high academic institution, and that was very attractive for me. It doesn't get any better academically anywhere in the country than Boston College. Second, you're in the ACC. I want to compete against the best, and the ACC is the top, if not one of the top conferences. I grew up in North Carolina. I grew up following the ACC. I know about the ACC. So that was attractive. And then once you kind of learn more, the investment that BC Athletics is making with $200 million investment, that was critical. That was huge. That's really something that administratively makes it an attractive opportunity. So I saw the possibility in what we could be and what we can continue to build. And that was important for me, and that's why I'm here. Because I think that we can take this and keep going and keep the momentum and build.
Later.
Hi, Chris Connor here with Cyber Station Radio in Boston.
Hi, Chris.
Let's face it, Ohio State, it's a sports factory. I mean, you guys produce football, basketball, it's religion over there. You come to Boston College where there's more, let's say, roadblocks. You have pro sports teams, you have a big city. How do you plan to raise the money to capital for new stadiums, new athletic centers when you're almost the fifth game in town here, unfortunately?
Well, just like I said earlier, it's about people. And whether you're raising money here or what other university, it's about connecting with people and providing a vision that inspires and people can get behind. And that's what I intend to do. That's why I'm here, because I see what this can be, and I see the vision, and I'm hoping that as I get here and learn more, I can have a better understanding of what we need and what we need to do to move forward. But again, I have a process. I'm a process guy. I put my head down and I work the details and I work the plan, and then I put my head up, and hopefully that's when you see the results. So again, it doesn't really matter to me where you are. It's about people. It's about connecting with people and understanding where we're trying to go and who we're trying to be, and that's a process, and we'll work that.
Hi, Mark. Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. You kind of answered
Hi,
a
Rich.
little bit, but just talk about what is your transition plan right now?
So great question. So right now I'm going to be at Ohio State through June 1st or 2nd, whatever that Friday is. We're going to try to move. I'm on a couple national committees that I have some things that I have to do. So I'll probably start officially at BC probably mid-June. But as you know, when things like this happen, you're already on. So I've had some great conversations with some of our alumni and supporters and professional players, and it's been good. So even though I don't officially start till mid-June, it's game on right now, and I can't wait to start.
Martin, Trey Dare from WHCH here in Boston.
Hi, Trey.
Welcome. As kind of was alluded to a little bit ago, BC just lacks a little bit of a buzz in the grand scheme of the Boston sports landscape. Why do you feel that is, and how do you feel to change it?
Well, I've only been, this is my third time to Boston, so I don't know. I have to get here and learn a little more. Obviously, pro sports here in Boston are winning, and that's great. But there are also regular sports fans too, and so I think you got to understand the landscape and how do we capture that sports fan and put a product on the field that everybody wants to see and be a part of. So I have to learn a little more, but I know that we can do that.
Hi, Joe Borello, SB Nation.
Hey, Joe.
So quick question, you come from Ohio State and Michigan State. Obviously the revenue sports are great there, but they both have, pretty thoroughly successful athletic programs throughout, Olympic sports and things like that. How do you strike that balance? Because, the revenue sports do drive the bus, so to speak, but you want to have a complete athletic program. What's kind of your philosophy on that?
Well, just like I said earlier, we're about competitive excellence. We want all of our 31 programs to be competitive at high levels. So I think that's across the board. That doesn't change. Obviously, with those revenue sports, there's more spotlight on them, and you do need them from a revenue standpoint to really do well. So that's something we focus on. Again, but I want our whole athletic program to be competitive and understand what we're trying to accomplish. So to me, you just put your head down and you do the work and you work the process, understanding that there are some that get more attention, there's some that you have a little more focus on and how we can help them be successful. And so you got to pay attention to both. Julian.
Yes. I was just talking to James, and he was talking about how can you 37-year-old he was 29, and he was the first college being young.
Yeah. Well, first of all, professionally, in my professional career, I've always been young. That's something that people don't know. I was maybe an assistant AD at Michigan State at 26, one of the youngest in the country. So I've always been young. To me, that doesn't matter. It's about people. It's about respect. It's about trust, and that's what I work hard to build. And people understand that I'm here to help them. Gene has been great. He talked to me a lot about just be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not, and don't get too frustrated because you have frustrations in this job. Just like we all do, but understand that you work your plan and you work the process and you move forward. So he's been very good about, just kind of sticking to the plan and being yourself.
Mike Petrali at .com.
Hi, Mike.
Good afternoon. You mentioned challenges. What are one or two of the biggest challenges you'd consider that you'll be facing in the first couple of months?
Well, the biggest challenge is just transition for me and my family personally. That's, I think I've got to learn. I don't know a lot right now, and I've got to learn a lot and get on up to speed as soon as possible. So the biggest challenge is really learning the team that I'm working with, the coaches, understanding what our challenges are from the coaches. And we have a lot of coaches, and I'm still not here yet. So that's the biggest challenge right now, is just accelerating that process of learning and understanding and assessing, so then I can move forward and we can work. That's probably the biggest challenge.
Martin, back to me. Tom Lydon, Boston
Tom,
25 News.
BC grad.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to ask you for money, Tom.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
We all know that wins are going to drive the popularity of the teams and get more fans in the seats. But based on what you've experienced, what are the components of a really good game day experience that you think have to happen here at BC to get the alumni back in the stadium and supporting the athletic department?
The game day experience, you have to envision the customer from their home to when they get to Conti or alumni. You have to see the whole process and understand what the challenges are that they're going to go through. So it has to be from when I leave, is it traffic? How do I navigate? When I park, where is parking? Parking usually is a challenge. You have to think through that. So every component of the game day experience starts when our customers, our fans, are at home. So we have to think through, how do we make it easy for them to come? How do we make it easy for them to come and engage with us? And so that's something that I will evaluate. I'm very hands-on when it comes to the customer experience. And so you have to think about it in a totality, not just when they arrive at the stadium or they're going to their gate. How do we make it easy for them to engage? How do we make it easy for them to purchase what they want to purchase? So you have to look at all those components of the game day experience. And then once they're there, Then we have to look at our audience, you know, and we're unique because we have a lot of different constituents. You have students that come to games, you have alumni that come to games, you have friends of the program that come to games. So we have to find that right balance and mix to entertain and attract all of those different groups. And it can be done, but you have to really be intentional with that experience and how you approach it.
Michael with the Heights.
Michael.
Mark, you mentioned you were really excited about the facilities and all the new construction coming in. What excites you about those plans, and where do you see improvement in these facilities going forward?
Well, what's exciting is $200 million. You know, thank you, Father. That's very exciting. I have not looked at the plan specifically. I'm going to get into that actually. That's one of the first things that I'm going to try to get sent to me so I can kind of learn what's going on. But anytime you see a commitment and an investment, it's exciting, you know, and that's a new day. It's a new experience for our student athletes. At the end of the day, that's why we're here, is for our student athletes and put them in the best position to be successful. And so anytime you impact their learning environment, because that's where our student athletes learn, right? That's where they grow, that's where they develop, that's where our coaches teach. Anytime that you improve that, it's great because it improves that experience. So that's exciting, and I mean, that was one of the biggest things that I was excited about.
Hi, Martin. Chris Connergan here with Cyber Station Radio. Both women's and men's basketball programs haven't had a winning season since almost 2010. They've usually been forgotten among Boston College. There might be coaching changes here. You've never had to hire a fire coach. Do you have people in mind already? I mean, I know it's a transition process, as you said, but I'm guessing there are already people that you're looking at maybe from the outside to bring in to maybe help some of these athletic programs.
I stand before you today with no particular plan for any kind of program. I'm just here today to tell you how excited I am to join Boston College Athletics and really get in and learn where I can help. So I have not thought about that at all. And then as far as me ever hiring or firing, I have done that. You just don't know that, but I have. So, but that's not something that you typically put on a resume. So it's not, you know. So, but I don't have any plans for anything. I'm just excited to get here and see how I can support and help.
We got time for one more question?
Oh, somebody's got to give one more.
Hey Martin, Riley over on Sports Center with the Heights.
Hi, Riley.
So you were really specialized in football scheduling at Ohio State. What's your philosophy with football scheduling? Is there anything you'd like to see from Boston College?
Great question. So I'm going to answer that two ways. One, I don't know the future football schedules for Boston College right now, so I can't speak to what I would do or I'm going to do. I think philosophically when it comes to football scheduling, it depends on where you are and where your program is. In my current job right now at Ohio State, there's a scheduling philosophy to where you want to compete and have a chance at the end of the year to play for a national championship. And so you kind of schedule a top 10 type opponent, a top 30, and then you kind of look for that third one. And the Big Ten has 9 conference games. So philosophically, that's the approach. I think also too, philosophically from scheduling, you have to establish winning, right? Because our kids want, you recruit winning programs. So you have to schedule in a way and find that balance between offering attractive opponents to come where you are, but also scheduling in a way that we have a chance to be successful so we can get to a bowl game, so we can have that winning culture. So I think there's a balance based on where you are and where the program is. But we will be looking at that, and that's kind of philosophically where I am with scheduling.